Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching SAMAA News. Here are today's headlines. Iran says it has made progress in talks with Oman on the management of shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. According to Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghaei, technical and political consultations focused on ensuring the safe passage of commercial vessels while respecting the sovereign rights of both coastal states. Tehran described the discussions as constructive and said negotiations would continue. The main land border crossing between Kuwait and Iraq has reopened after being temporarily closed following a drone attack earlier this week. According to Iraq's state news agency, the Abdali border crossing resumed operations on Sunday. Kuwaiti authorities had suspended activity after a drone strike caused material damage but no casualties. The crossing is a key route for passenger and commercial traffic between the two countries. US President Donald Trump has ordered the military not to carry out new strikes against Iran on Friday, breaking a nearly two-week run of daily attacks, according to sources familiar with the decision. Trump had approved military strike plans for 13 consecutive days, but declined to authorize the latest operation. The move could signal greater space for diplomacy, although US forces continue preparing for a possible return to major combat operations. Trump later said he still had the option to resume or escalate strikes, but described reaching a deal with Iran as the smarter strategy. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has claimed that more than 200 US service members were killed during the 15-day conflict with the United States, rejecting official Pentagon casualty figures as inaccurate. IRGC spokesman Hossein Mohebi said Operation Victory targeted 8 US military bases, claiming Iranian strikes destroyed fighter jets, helicopters, drones, and other military aircraft. He also accused the Pentagon of concealing the true scale of US casualties. The Pentagon has previously reported significantly lower casualty figures, and the United States has not responded to the latest claims. Iran has condemned what it says was a Ukrainian strike on an Iranian commercial vessel in the Caspian Sea, summoning Ukraine's chargé d'affaires in Tehran after the attack reportedly killed one sailor and injured another. Tehran described the incident as a hostile and criminal attack on a civilian ship and demanded an explanation from Kyiv. Ukraine, however, said it targeted vessels carrying military cargo linked to Iran, along with a Russian warship, during long-range strikes in the Caspian Sea. Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi group has launched attacks on Saudi oil facilities along the Red Sea coast, while the United States has refrained from striking Iran for the first time in nearly 2 weeks. The Houthis targeted oil installations at 2 Saudi ports, according to reports. The US has not explained why it halted its campaign of strikes on Iran after 13 consecutive nights of military action. The pause comes amid heightened regional tensions following the collapse of an interim agreement and Iranian attacks on shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. At least one person was killed and 16 others injured after a car ploughed into a crowd near Berlin's Christopher Street Day, CSD, Pride event on Saturday, prompting authorities to cancel the celebrations. Police said the vehicle struck pedestrians in Tiergarten Park before crashing into a tree. Several victims suffered life-threatening injuries. Authorities have identified a male suspect believed to have links to Islamic circles in Berlin, though no arrests have been made and the motive remains under investigation. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz condemned the attack, while Berlin Mayor Kai Wegner described it as an attack on our free and cosmopolitan society. The parade was halted and attendees were urged to leave the area. India's Union Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, has resigned amid mounting pressure over the nationwide NEET UG 2026 paper leak controversy and weeks of student protests demanding accountability for alleged irregularities in the country's examination system. Pradhan said he had submitted his resignation to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, describing the decision as being in the larger interest of students and the nation's future. In his resignation letter, Pradhan said he was stepping down to ensure that India's youth would not become trapped in a web of confusion.
Later, the Cockroach Janta Party formally called off its nationwide protest over the NEET UG 2026 paper leak, saying it was withdrawing the agitation in good faith after the government accepted its demands. Announcing the decision after talks with government representatives, the party's chief spokesperson, Saurav Das, said the protest was being withdrawn with the understanding that the agreed reforms would be implemented within the promised timeframe. National spokesperson Ashutosh Ranka urged protesters gathered across the country to end demonstrations peacefully and return home. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.sammaa.tv. Thank you for watching SAMAA News.